So today, we're going to be diving into something that I think a lot of folks are thinking about these days,
Hmm.
and that is how to hire a really top-notch VMware engineer.
Definitely.
Virtualization, that's kind of the name of the game these days. And you really need someone who knows what they're doing to make it all work seamlessly.
Absolutely.
It's really valuable.
Yeah.
So we've got a ton of great insights from the perfectdeveloper.com.
Right.
And they are really kind of the authority on finding the perfect developer
Oh, yeah, for
for
sure.
whatever your needs are.
Yeah, they really are. Their insights on, kind of the VMware talent landscape are really spot on.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking of making things easy, if you want a super fast way to get matched with top developers,
Right.
including those VMware specialists, you got to check out the 5 questions tool on the perfectdeveloper.com.
For sure.
It's like a shortcut to finding your perfect match.
Yeah.
But before you do that, let's dig into some of those burning questions you might have. So first off, what exactly does a VMware engineer do all day?
Right.
I mean, this isn't just your typical IT gig, right?
No, you're absolutely right. It's much more specialized. We're
Okay.
talking about folks who are living and breathing VMware products like vSphere, ESXi, vCenter Server.
Right.
But it's way beyond just, knowing the names.
Sure.
A good VMware engineer can build and manage these entire virtualized IT infrastructures and make sure that your systems are all running smoothly, securely, and efficiently.
Okay, so they're kind of like the architects of your virtual world.
Exactly.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yep.
So then why would you go for a VMware specialist instead of just like a general IT pro who kind of knows a little bit of everything?
Yeah.
What makes their skills so unique?
Well, the perfectdeveloper.com really emphasizes this. The unique value that these specialists bring.
Yeah.
Think about it this way. You wouldn't hire a general contractor to build a skyscraper.
Right.
You want somebody who specializes in that complex architecture.
Right.
And it's the same with virtualization.
Okay.
VMware engineers, they have this depth of knowledge and specific skill set that can really make a huge difference in your IT environment.
So they're like the skyscraper architects of the virtual world.
Exactly.
I like that analogy.
Yeah.
So if we're talking specifics, then what kind of skills should we be looking for when we're sifting through resumes?
Well, the perfectdeveloper.com really lays out a pretty clear roadmap here.
Okay.
Obviously, hands-on experience with those core VMware products
Right.
is non-negotiable, but they also need to be fluent in cloud computing.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And not just in a general sense, the perfectdeveloper.com highlights this growing need for expertise in hybrid cloud architectures.
Oh, interesting.
As more companies are blending their, on-premise VMware environments with public cloud solutions.
Right.
So think about the bigger picture of your IT infrastructure
Right.
when you're evaluating those skills.
So deep VMware knowledge plus that hybrid cloud expertise.
Exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
But it can't just be all about the technical skills, can it? I mean, they've got to be able to, work with a team, communicate clearly.
Absolutely. They're not just working in a silo,
Right.
They need to be able to explain complex technical concepts to folks who aren't technical.
Right.
Collaborate with other teams and troubleshoot problems under pressure.
So it's a mix of technical brilliance and those soft skills as well.
Yes.
Okay. Now, all of this expertise, it's got to come at a price.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of salary are we talking about here?
Right.
Is it time to break open the piggy bank?
Hey, you better be ready because we're not talking about entry-level salaries here.
Right.
The perfectdeveloper.com really digs into these numbers.
Okay.
And, it's clear that experience, location, and demand all play a huge role.
Right.
They actually point out that, a really deep understanding of large-scale, multi-tenant vSphere environments.
Mm-hmm.
That's a highly sought-after skill because it really directly impacts
So-
the efficiency and cost-effectiveness of your virtualization.
Right.
And those skills demand a premium.
So you're really paying for that top-tier talent
Mhm.
and that ability to keep those virtual machines humming.
Exactly.
Makes sense. But then comes that hiring dilemma, right?
Right?
Full-time, part-time, in-house, outsource.
Yeah. How do we even navigate that?
I know. It's tough.
It really is.
How'd you even begin to figure that out?
Well, this is where the perfectdeveloper.com really shines.
Okay.
They break down every single option. They weigh the pros and cons for different business needs.
Okay.
And they really emphasize that finding the right fit is just as important as finding the right skills.
That's interesting.
So, do you need somebody dedicated solely to your VMware environment, or are your needs a little more project-based?
Okay.
It all depends on your budget, your company culture, your long-term goals.
So there's no like one-size-fits-all answer. It's about finding that sweet spot
Exactly.
between skills and fit and budget, of course.
For sure.
And speaking of challenges, theperfectdeveloper.com doesn't really sugarcoat it.
No, they don't.
Finding and keeping good VMware talent, it's tough.
It is.
Why is that?
Well, it's really a combination of factors.
Okay.
First, you're competing with a lot of other companies who are also looking for these virtualization rock stars.
Yeah, for sure.
Second, technology is constantly evolving.
Right.
So staying ahead of the curve is a must.
Absolutely.
Theperfectdeveloper.com actually mentions that Kubernetes experience
Oh, wow.
within a VMware environment is becoming super important as more companies adopt containerization.
Right.
So you really need to be prepared to offer not just a competitive salary,
Right.
but also opportunities for your engineers to learn and grow.
So it's not just about attracting them, it's about keeping them engaged and challenged.
Yeah, if you don't, somebody else will.
Otherwise, they'll just go somewhere else
Exactly.
where they can do the latest stuff.
Precisely. Theperfectdeveloper.com stresses the importance of creating a culture of learning and development.
Okay.
Make sure that your VMware engineers have access to training certifications,
Right.
opportunities to work on those cutting-edge projects.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And don't underestimate the power of a supportive and collaborative work environment.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
Yeah, we have.
We talked about what VMware engineers do, why their skills are so valuable, and the challenges you might face in hiring and retaining them.
For sure.
But before we wrap things up, I want to leave our listeners with a thought-provoking question. With all these factors to juggle, what's your top priority when you're hiring a VMware engineer?
Right.
Is it that raw technical brilliance or a specific niche skill, like we talked about, like Kubernetes expertise? Or is it maybe more about finding that cultural fit above all else?
Yeah.
What's going to make the biggest difference for your team and your goals?
That's the million-dollar question.
Right.
It really boils down to what your company needs right now.
Okay.
Are you building this massive virtual infrastructure? Then those deep vSphere skills are probably going to be the most important.
Right.
Are you moving towards a cloud-native approach, then? That Kubernetes experience is going to be key. But theperfectdeveloper.com reminds us that even the most technically brilliant engineer can struggle if they're not a good fit for your company culture.
That's a really good point.
Yeah.
So it really is all about striking that balance, right?
Mm-hmm.
You got to find the right mix of technical skills, cultural fit, and, of course, make sure it all aligns with your budget.
For sure.
And if you're still feeling a little overwhelmed by all this, and I don't blame you if you are, remember what we said at the beginning.
Yeah.
Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com.
Yes.
And check out their 5 questions tool.
Seriously, it's a game changer.
It is.
It's like having this personal guide to help you define exactly what you're looking for in a VMware engineer.
Right.
And then it connects you with the top talent that match your needs.
It's quick, it's easy, and it can save you a ton of time and headaches in the long run.
Absolutely.
So why not give it a try? Head over to theperfectdeveloper.com. Try the 5 questions.
You won't regret it.
All right. Well, that's all the time we have for today's deep dive.
Okay.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll catch you next time.